Welcome back for segment 3 of the Hail West Virginia podcast. It's your boy, I Also Hate Pitt, joined by his brother, the man, Jeremy J.N. Fiend Phoenix.
Right.
We are coming to you straight from Swill Dog, the makers of the finest hard cider in all of the world. Also brought to you by Shrinkables.
Shrinkables!
Sandwich U, located on 461 High Street. Go get at them and let them know the Raspy Voice Kids sent you. And, of course, the finest automotive dealer in the entire state of West Virginia, Astorg Auto. They are bringing you this segment, Know Your Mountaineers. This week, it's the linebackers, the corners, and the safeties. That's who we're going to cover. That's where we're going to give you all the information. Let's start right where we need to be. The starting defensive linebackers, as if there are offensive linebackers, but you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. Start with David Long, number 11. David Long is the will linebacker. David Long is arguably the best linebacker in the country. In my opinion, no question, he's the best linebacker in the Big 12, and he's getting some love, but not enough. He's going to make a name for himself.
Nowhere near enough.
He'll be backed up, or he'll be followed, or he'll be playing with at linebacker Dylan Tonkery, who played a lot last year as a freshman, who is a legacy. His brother, of course, Wes Tonkery, played there at WVU, and he's from West Virginia. He's a 304 boy. He's going to be playing in the middle this year, which is surprising because Dylan Tonkery is not the biggest man in the world. But he's put on some size. Our guy, Chris Hall from WV Nation, who's been at all of these practices and scrimmages and throughout all of fall camp, really giving us the goods on what's happening and how things are going, says that Dylan looks the part. He's gained the weight, and there's no question about what he knows as far as football is concerned and what he knows about the 3-3-5. And also, he's just love playing football. He loves to attack. He loves to hit. He plays downhill.
And if the defensive line can soak up them blocks and let him use his speed, the range which he gives us, because he's quick, man. He can get from side to side. He can get across that football field. If our defensive line can soak up them blocks and let him and number 11, David Long, just do their things. Once again, Dylan Tonkery's number 10. It'll be a beautiful thing this year.
And don't leave out number 18, Charlie Benton, because Charlie Benton's playing the Sam, and that dude can ball also. Charlie Benton is legit. Another thing that we love is more speed, and Charlie Benton has speed. The guy's a ball player. The problem with our linebackers is depth, because we're missing Brendan FERNS, a 4-star recruit.
That injury bug, man. The injury bug hits. It can take effect on any team.
So Brendan FERNS, who wears number 7, he's going to be out for all of the season probably, but there's a possibility that we get him back for the last 4 games.
We call him the other number 7.
The other number 7. The question, of course, is how will WVU use Brendan FERNS and QUONDARIUS QUALLS, who wears who also was injured, by the way, and will be out again for the entire season, but will possibly be back for the last 4. How will they use those guys? Will they wait and see how the season goes as to whether or not they bring him back? Do you bring him back for the last 4 regular season games, or do you hold him out in case we're in the Big 12 championship and think about the playoff? Like, how are they going to do that? If they're going to do that, that's what we're going to have to watch and wait and see. In the meantime, you've got Zach Sandwich, who wears number 31, Josh Chandler, who wears 35, Adam Hensly, wearing number 45, and Shea Campbell, who's wearing number 34. All those guys getting a lot of talk. We're going to see how much action they actually get, because depth is a question at linebacker.
Real quick, QUONDARIUS QUALLS rocking out at that number 33, the Eugene Napoleon. He putting the Eugene Napoleon on for defense, we'll see if it brings him any goodwill.
Hopefully it does. Hopefully he gets back early, and hopefully he can be what we all know we all were looking forward to him being. But those are the linebackers. We're going to move back and go to the corners. Corner was a spot last year. To me, the question I've had this entire time is linebacker and corner. And because for linebacker, not the first line talent, we've got the first line talent. The same thing at corner. HAKEEM Bailey, wearing number 24, he did not play the best football last year. But if you ask people like Tony Caridi did at Big 12 Media Day, he asked 2 different people, multiple people, and they all said the surprise guy no one's talking about is HAKEEM Bailey. Well, now it sounds like HAKEEM Bailey is going to be playing whoever that number 1 receiver is. There's a chance he might follow them around. That's how good HAKEEM Bailey has looked.
That's right. And last year we saw flashes. There's times where he didn't play so great, but there's times where he played pretty solid. Plus, this we're hearing what's going on in the springtime. I'm looking for him to develop his own island. I'm being for real. I'm hoping that he develops his own island this year.
Well, he's going to be joined at this point right now. It looks like. So they've got HAKEEM listed at left corner. They've got number 1, DERREK Pitts, kid from Charleston. He's supposed to be playing right corner. He played a lot on special teams last year. He shows flashes of actual talent. We saw last spring.
He has the athleticism.
Or the spring before last. He's got the athleticism. Yep. And it sounds like he's got the hunger but we're going to see what actually happens because there's other people out there like Josh Norwood. Josh Norwood had been playing safety. Well, there's so much depth at safety that Josh Norwood is now going to be playing corner. Josh Norwood is a kid from Valdosta, Georgia. The Georgia connection yet again, even though that was not where we got him directly. He's a JUCO transfer, which we love. He originally played for Ohio State, didn't get the most out of that circumstance, went the JUCO route, and now he's in Morgantown. And Gibby says nonstop, I don't care if he has to play defensive end, or if he's playing middle linebacker, or if he's playing corner or safety, he's going to be on the field. He said if we have 80 snaps, he wouldn't be surprised if Josh Norwood gets 65. That's how good number 4 Josh Norwood is.
Big.
Keep your eyes out for that dude because he can ball. We've got Keith Washington in the mix, a transfer from, again, he was at Michigan, went the JUCO route, now he's in Morgantown. I actually saw him on High Street. Shout to Keith Washington. I think he was surprised I knew who he was because he was relatively new on campus. But the dude is a good-sized kid. He can run. It looks like he could have an impact. And they're going to rotate these guys because we only have 5 scholarship DBs right now because of injuries. Because of Jake Long dislocating his wrist.
Well, Josh Norwood is going to be rocking number 4. And if you see number 28, that's the ex-Michigan man, Keith Washington, number 28.
22 is Jake Long, the guy who dislocated his wrist. He's probably going to be out for the season, but it's possible that he'll be back for the last 4 games. 23, Jordan Adams. He was getting some love early on. He should be in the mix in the rotation. Number 29, Sean Mahone, is another kid that you're going to watch for. We've got some corners who can play ball. It's a matter of depth and who really steps up. And, of course, a lot of that's up to the players. Yep. What are you going to do? And we're going to get to see that because when we have corners who can cover, Gibby can blitz. And when Gibby can blitz and you don't know where it's coming from, that's when West Virginia's 3-3-5 is deadly. And
scary, yeah, yep.
We couldn't do that last year because we didn't have defensive line pressure and we couldn't cover man-to-man. Those 2 things, I believe strongly, will significantly improve this year. That's why I believe we're going to be better than a lot of people who are projecting us to be behind TCU and Oklahoma and Texas in the Big 12. We're not done, though. We go to the safeties. The safeties are another strong point. Defensive line and safeties, to me, are the strongest aspects of our defense. The safeties are led by the Spur, number 6, DRAVON ASKEW-HENRY, the former freshman.
You may know him. You
might know about that dog, the former freshman All-American.
Yep.
He, coming off an injury last year, did not play as well as he wanted to, but he will tell you that he wasn't confident in his knee. And you see that a lot of times. Guys will come back and they physically can play, but mentally they're not there yet. Well, he's there. And they put him in the Spur position. I personally think that is the perfect spot for a guy like DRAVON. I really think it's going to make a huge difference. DRAVON wearing the number 6. DEAMONTE Lindsay's going to be in the mix, but he's not going to be a starter. We'll see what happens. At Bandit.
DEAMONTE Lindsay rocking the number 26.
At Bandit. Am I not saying the numbers?
No, you missed that one.
Oh, okay. Because I thought I was. My bad.
No, you were. No, you were. You're spotty. You good though. Do your thing, son. I got you.
All right, he got me. Number 3, Toyous Avery. He got you too. He's a dog. Toyous Avery is a dog. The man's going to ball this year. He's excited about what he can bring to the table. He's a physical player, and he's wearing number 3 this year, which is a change for him. Number 9, Giovanni Stewart is supposed to be the backup for him. Of course, none of these things are the official depth chart. We're going to have to wait and see where things shake out. Kenny Robinson will be wearing number 2 just like he did last year in a season that was very big. He balled. Everybody remembers the interception return against Oklahoma State. People remember the play he made against Texas. The guy just has a nose for the ball. He reminds me a lot of James Laurinaitis from Ohio State. He's just got a nose for the ball. He just always ends up where he's supposed to be. And then we've got Telly Mack, number 8, Mr. QUANTEL Raines, the freshman. A lot of people expecting big things from the 4-star. It's hard to say what he's going to do because that safety room is so deep, but the kid does have a lot of talent. He's got great size, and he's got a dog mentality. Anything you want to add?
Nah, man, you wrapped it up nicely. Here's my thing. I'm just asking from you. What do you expect out of our linebackers and corners and safeties? I know you think that we're a little thin. We're good on the starting positions. You know what? Instead of saying what do you think, I'm gonna just give you my 2 cents. This is where our season's made. I feel like if our corners can hold up, we're gonna push for everything that we want. If our corners can hold up, we're gonna push for everything we've always wanted.
I 100% agree. Now our predictions are not coming today; they'll be next week. Last little tidbit: we are gonna show some love to the special teams guys out there for the brand. That's for you, Pat McAfee. For the brand, Mr. Evan Staley wearing number 30, a West Virginia kid. He held off SKYLER SIMCOX, which is a big deal because SKYLER SIMCOX wears number 48. He's from Western Kentucky. He was a Lou Groza Award watch list kid, and he transfers to us. and he can't beat out Evan Staley, who made a 54-yard field goal in one of the practices. So we got big things out of him. Billy Kinney, another West Virginia guy, number 15. He will be the punter. Typically, we like to have our kicker for the kickoffs and for field goals be different. We'll see what happens and how things shake out. But that's it. Linebackers, safeties, corners, and little special teams from Know Your Mountaineers.